Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you for being here today. Today's video is going to be my August wrap-up, so the books I read in August. This was a lighter month for me. I read or finished 5 books and I didn't do so much reading because I was focused on other tasks, but I have some that I really liked and would like to share with you. Also the ones I didn't like, so you don't waste your time. So yeah, the first book I read was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I would not have picked this one myself. It was my book club's pick for the month, or I would say for the fortnight, because now we're meeting twice a month, meeting online actually. It's about a Hollywood star that was married to 7 men, and it's basically an interview with her. I really enjoyed it. At first, reading the title and the first few pages, it sounds a bit shallow and not really up my alley, but it ends up touching very important subjects that I will not mention just not to spoil, but it was very nice and deep. The story really flows very fast. It's a fast read, and I would give it a 3.5 stars out of 5. I'm not like going to recommend to all of my friends, but someone who tells me, oh yeah, I was thinking about reading this book, I would be, yeah, go for it. And there's a specific public that I think would really be interested in it. I really enjoyed how we went through a few subjects, so yeah. So the next book I have to talk to you about is Women Who Run with the Wolves. This one I actually didn't read all the book. I have had mine for over 2 years now. My shrink actually recommended to me. She says it's like her bedside table book, and I believe it's one every woman should have. It tells different stories and the archetype of the wild woman. This is a very dense read, so it's not one book that you're gonna take before bed and just read in one sitting. It's very dense. I had started it a while back and never managed to flow through it, but this time having a deadline and reading it with other women really inspired me. So I read the first chapter, the introduction and the first chapter. It really awakened me to pay attention to female traditions in my family and this whole instinct that we have. So yeah, I have been doing more research about that and thinking about things from my childhood, from my grandmas, my mother. I think it's very important because our society is more focused on a more masculine, productive based outlook, and I believe we women have more about our intuition and this whole side that sometimes we are influenced to not pay too much attention. So yeah, I probably will talk to you more about it as I go through the chapters. So right now I'm gonna start the chapter 2, and yeah, I actually will try and read it in English too. I have my copy in Portuguese, and I find that sometimes there are books that just flow much better in English because it's a simpler, cleaner language than Portuguese, in my opinion. I find that with Paulo Coelho. He's actually Brazilian. Find it funny or not, I cannot read him in Portuguese. It just sounds so daunting, really not my cup of tea. But I read 3 books of his. One, which is my favorite, The Alchemist. It's much better in English, like it's amazing, and I wouldn't read that in Portuguese. So yeah, maybe that's the case with Women Who Run with the Wolves too. I also read a book that I had intended on reading during the reading rush, but never managed to get through like 20 pages, which was Then She Was Gone. Yeah, this was a strange book. It's about this 15-year-old who disappears, and much of the book is through her mother's perspective. This one was heavy, like really heavy. I felt really bad for a lot of the book. It also had this strange vibe. It's not normal thriller. You're not like on the edge of your seat wondering about who the killer or who the kidnapper is, and you're not also, oh yeah, they're gonna catch them. It's not how it flowed. It did go by fast, but I wouldn't really recommend to anyone. I think it was decently executed, and I liked how it ended, or rather how the plot unraveled, but I wouldn't recommend to anyone. I would tell them, no, just read something else. This is a waste of time. So I guess 2 out of 5 stars for this one. Not for me. So I guess I was on a female subject oriented month, because another book I read was Why Men Love Bitches, which is it's older, and you can tell that through reading it. I'd say half of it has some interesting, resourceful intel, and half of it is really dated. I really liked how it basically gives you some rules to follow when having a relationship with men. I like that a lot of it was focused on your well-being, how you should still be yourself in a relationship. You shouldn't be canceling your plans or going out of your way all the time to see a man. That I really liked. Yeah, and she had some other really great intel, but a lot of it was really dated. And when I'm thinking about my particular relationships, I don't want to think too much. I want to be myself and honest and upfront. So yeah, I mean, I think any woman can gain something from reading that. I just don't know if I would recommend to everyone. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5, just because it is interesting and she did do a good job in explaining and coming up with those rules. And it's a fast read, but it's not life-changing. So the last book, you could actually see it throughout the video. I left it there by mistake. This is the cover in Portuguese. It's the Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I'll show you the cover in English, but I think it looks much better in my version. Yeah, so yeah, I had the physical one for this. I bought it like last year, I think, when I was going to the beach, and I wanted to have a light reading for that, you know, just to read in the hammock or just to read laying down in the sand. The book is about these 2 siblings who live in this place where they live side to side with supernatural creatures. And this place where they live, there has always been this glass coffin with a boy inside, and nothing could open it. And it has always just been there, like, they don't know what it's about. But one day the coffin is open and a lot of things start to change. So yeah, it is more geared towards teenager or children, I would say. It has some romance, but it's very, very light, just like about kissing and liking. Yeah, I believe that's why I didn't finish it fast enough. I had started like a year ago and put it down and never picked it up. I like fantasy, but this was not it. There was no groundbreaking part to it. The way she wrote it was fine. It was easy to read and it flowed, but it didn't really catch my attention. Yeah, I like how she represented the dynamics of the 2 siblings. I like the relationship. I think the author did a great job there. But I would not really recommend this book, so I guess 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah. I guess this month was not so much about reading books, as you can probably tell from the books I read. There was nothing like groundbreaking. The thing I recommend the most would be Women Who Run With the Wolves, and I really look forward to going through it, but I'll be doing like a slow work on that for sure. And I think it's the type of book where if you read it now and then you read it 10 years from now, you will get different things, just because the experience really takes out of your personal experiences and where your mind is at. So I think it's a very special book. So yeah, what are you guys reading right now? Do you have suggestions for me? I just started Carl Sagan's Contact. I've been enjoying it, so look out for the review of that one on the September wrap-up. So yeah, please leave me a comment, like this video, and subscribe. It really helps me out. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Thank you for watching.